that we are not here talking about economics. We are not talking about economic activities. We are talking about the philosophy or the theory behind those economic activities. We are not talking about the capitalist system, but about the theory behind that system. The best economic system is a market economy in which individuals and groups of individuals have complete freedom in engaging in economic activity.
Question from the brothers section, please, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Arif Siddiqui. I am an ex-banker. Sir, socialism is generally considered alternative to the capitalist system of economy if it collapses or fails. Do you want Islamic economy to be a corrective force to these two systems or an alternative to these two systems? And where is the dividing line, sir?
I said it is an alternative. First, it is a market economy like capitalism, because market economy, as I said, is the natural economy. People have always been doing this throughout history and in all parts of the world. Socialism was there, which prohibited this, was an exception, and it did not succeed. So market economy is the natural thing, but unrestrained market economy will result in what we see now in the capitalist countries. So Islam is the alternative because it is a market economy. It is not socialist, it is not capitalist, but it is a market economy within the framework of Islamic values and principles and beliefs.
Thank you.
Another question from the sisters, please.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. My name is Sakina and I am a homemaker. My question is free economic un-Islamic, and how can we Islamicize it?
It depends on political system of the country. That depends on, you cannot Islamize it. We cannot Islamize it just as individuals. We can avoid riba, we can pay zakah, but that will not affect the whole society. This is something that governments must do.
Jazakallah.
Next question from the brothers, please, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Alaykum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Sir, I have got one supplementary question with the market economy on the profit, the maximum and the minimum limit of profit in the market economy or in the Muslim Islamic economy. What the maximum limitation for the profit? This is a supplementary question.
I see someone asked the same question, and I said you cannot make a limit on profit. You cannot make, if the profit is made in a halal way, then you cannot put a limit to on profit. You can only take zakah from the person, prevent him from dealing in riba and so on. But you cannot suppose that I had a piece of gold or something that I inherited from parents, that for when I inherited it, its price was such and such, and then suddenly the price of gold went very high. Would you tell me, no, you cannot make profit that piece of gold that you inherited from your parents? Yeah, even if the price becomes 100% more than when I inherited it, I still have the right to have that profit. There is no limit, as far as I know.
Could we have the next question from the sisters, please?
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaykum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
My question is regarding the system of distribution of zakat. Especially in our society, zakat is distributed individually and we end up breeding a class of beggars instead of benefiting society collectively. So my question is, shouldn't there be a common system of dispersal of zakat?
Of course, zakah should, first priority are the poor people. If there are poor people who do not find something, there is no health care for them or so, zakah goes to them first before anything else. But some people are suggesting something like that. They say instead of just distributing zakah to individuals, why not? And I think that something like this is now happening in the Sudan, that zakah is used to create something like companies and so on, which will generate more money, and that will be interest of the people. It's just instead of just distributing it to individuals every year. I think there is no objection to that.
Jazakallah.
Next question from the brothers, please.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. In your talks, you said that capitalist economy is market economy and Islamic economy is also market economy. So, do you mean to say that the difference between the two economies or the two philosophies is very less? I mean, it is just the abolishment of riba and establishment of zakah, or there are wider differences? And could you please enumerate if the differences are more? Could you enumerate all the differences between the two alternatives?
I said, I criticized the capitalist economy. I said that it is based on a theory which says that individuals and groups of individuals must be given complete freedom to do what they want, just like the people of Shu'aib, just like what the people of Shu'aib demanded. Complete freedom to engage in economic activities. And in Islam, there are restrictions. Then I gave examples of the restrictions. But the main difference is that this philosophy says complete freedom for individuals, and Islam says that there must be restraints. And the second most important difference is in the kinds of restraints, because, as I said, practically there were restraints in the capitalist society. There were. Things would not have worked without the restraints. So the second difference is in the kinds of restraints that are made. And I think I said the basic kind of restraint is that according to Islam, everything is geared to help the poor and the needy. That is the main thing. Of course, then there are expenses on other things like jihad and so on. But the main objective is to help the poor.
So, of late, we have been hearing a lot of charities from the capitalist society. Of late, we have been hearing, like we have heard of Bill Gates Foundation and Warren Buffett giving away a lot of considerable portion of his wealth towards poor. So, how do you weigh these charities in terms of in Islamic economic perspectives? Like, are they becoming closer towards Islamic philosophy?
There is no contradiction between having charities and being a capitalist economy, because the capitalist economy gives you the right to do what you want with your wealth. So if you want to spend that wealth to help the poor and the needy, then there is no objection, there is no contradiction between that and the capitalist philosophy. And it is because of these things that the capitalist economy has been surviving. If there were no charities, if everyone was free to look just after his or her own self-interest, as I said in my speech, things would have been disastrous. There are, of course, charity organizations in the Muslim world, and the most important, that of zakah. When people give zakah, this is the most important charity that Muslims have in the Muslim. But there are other kinds of charities, there are other organizations, and there are so many ahadith of the Prophet ﷺ which encourage us to help the needy, and in the Quran also. And There are details of this. You care for your neighbors, for the orphans, for your parents, your relatives, and so on.
Jazakallah khair. Another question from the sisters, please.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Shama. I am a teacher. My question is, what is the greater evil, capitalism or communism?
It seems that the greatest evil was communism. Communism was the greatest evil. First, it is something that is very unnatural to prevent people from buying and selling and saving and so on. In capitalism, at least as a market economy, it is nearer to the truth. It is nearer to the natural way of economic activities. Now, yes.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ammar Yasir from Asansol. Business is my profession. Sir, as you have said, Islamic economy is the market economy. At the same time, in the market, inflation is a very prominent factor, and simultaneously, currency notes are being published, are being printed. In the Islamic economy, is the printing of currency notes without the gold standard allowed? This is the question, sir.
I remind you for the third time, this topic is not about economics. It is about the philosophy on which economics is based. So please don't ask me detailed questions about economics, whether Islamic or non-Islamic. But in answer to your question, I say yes. Yes, many people are saying, yes, you can do this. Some Muslims do say this. No.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Asya Khan. I'm a medical student. What can we as lay Muslims do to establish a riba-free society?
Riba-free society, you must have a political system that helps you to do this. You cannot do this just as individuals. Of course, the more individuals avoid riba, the better you come to the ideal of a riba-less society. But if you are, whether you are Muslims or non-Muslims, if you are living under a system that is capitalist, or that is very much influenced by capitalism, or that does not abide by the Islamic economic principles, you will always have riba. But I repeat that even if you did not have riba, still there will be problems. Riba, the prohibition of riba by it will not solve all the problems.
Assalamu alaikum. In this world of cutthroat competition, any financial earning requires some inputs. For example, time, money, efforts. A full-time da'i cannot avail much time for his business or for his service. So, what you will recommend for female counterparts of female members of a full-time da'i?
There should be no da'i like this. You have a duty towards yourself and towards your family, so you must work. If you belong to an organization which helps the da'i and which helps you with money to go and make da'wah, that's okay. But you don't say, and I saw some people like this in some parts of the world. I saw some people like this. They say, I'm a da'iyah, and so I am busy, so they don't work, and then they go and collect money from, what is it called in America? Anyway, in Britain, in the United States, and so on, people are giving someone else people. So they don't work, and then they go and beg governments to give them money. I don't think that this is good. You, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, will hold you responsible for doing what you can. Doing what you can. So you must work, you must earn money, and spend that money on yourself and on your family, because you have a duty towards them. Now.
Jazakallah.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Dr. Nadeem. I work in Saudi Arabia. Mr. Chairperson, there is a small request for you. Please listen to my question. And if you think it is not related to the topic, you have every right to reject it. In today's scenario, especially in the Muslim Ummah, we are finding a lot of people, they strive hard, they work their entire life, and they have only one point agenda in their life, and that is to secure the future of their future generations, secure a better life for their sons and daughters. They strive hard for the whole life, and they amass wealth just to make the future of their children, especially the sons and daughters, just to make life comfortable, and one point agenda that they don't have to work, they don't have to strive. And if you see the beautiful Islamic history, we have examples of Hazrat Umar and Hazrat Abu Bakr and Hazrat Hamza. May Allah be pleased with all of them. And we have examples, they were very rich people of their time, and just a call from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they distributed their entire wealth in charity and in the cause of Islam. So my question to Honorable Speaker is, what advice you will give to these people?
I think the ulama are always telling people about this in the Jum'ah prayer and so on. But if a person is earning his money in a halal way, and he is giving zakah, and is avoiding riba, and so on, then I cannot tell them that the big amount of money they have is not Islamic. Of course, it would be better if they spent some of their money for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And many people are doing this. Many people are doing this. For example, this conference wouldn't have been possible without donations from some rich people in the Muslim world. So there are people. But you do not expect every rich person, even if they are Muslims, to give all their wealth and be like Abu Bakr, radiallahu anhu. Even Umar at first, he did not give all his wealth. It was Abu Bakr who gave all his wealth.
Jazakallah.
We have a question from the brothers.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, Sheikh. My name is Mutawassim ibn Hussain, and I'm a media student. Sheikh, my question to you is that, yes, we alhamdulillah have a very beautiful economic system which Allah has given to us, Islamic economic system. Sheikh, so how can we, and as you said that the capitalist as well as the socialist economy is a failure as it is. So Sheikh, can we do like that, Sheikh, we present these Western countries with our Islamic economic system so that we can give them dawah. It could be a call to Islam. We can present this economic system to them, and it will also be a dawah to Islam. Can we do that? And if yes, how can we do that, Sheikh?
In fact, some people are already doing that. And I forgot to mention this in my talk. Did I say that? I think I said it. That many people in the West now, not many, some people in the West, in some universities, including Harvard University, are interested now in studying Islamic principles. This was the case even before the crisis. And after the crisis, that many people became more interested in Islamic finance in the United States, in Britain, in France, and so on. So they are studying Islamic finance, and yes, this can be a way of making da'wah to them, inshallah.
Okay, that's all the time we have. Jazakallah khair, Sheikh.